My name is Donni.
David and Don. We're going to call it David and Donni.
David and Donni. We got to do something better than that.
You don't mind being second, though, right? Behind the man.
This is the Donni and David podcast.
I guess we can introduce ourselves. This is our very first episode, which is really cool. So me and Donni came together, as we always do. We always doing something together. Mm-hmm. We're both probably the best coaches in the world, especially, I don't say especially for like small business owners, but I feel like we get the person that's trying to go to another level just in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and it's totally okay to say small business owner because the definition of a small business is a company that I believe has under 500 employees. So I hadn't built any businesses up to 500 employees yet.
That ain't crazy. A small business has 500 employees.
Or less.
Or less.
Mm-hmm. That's what Fortune 500 is. 500 employees or better.
So a Fortune, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say like Fortune 300, they got Fortune 300.
It's 300 to 500 or 300 to 499 employees.
Let me tell you how I never knew that. I was today years old. When I found out Fortune 500 meant you have 500 or more companies.
Mm-hmm. That's how they classify you. It's not necessarily based on income, but they put you in your class or your category based on how many employees you have.
So why is Fortune 500 like the bigger name and it's not? Because they got Fortune 1000s and stuff like that, don't they? Hold on.
Well, I think Fortune 500 may just be a larger category. How many? Yeah, there should be a Fortune 1000, but
there's Fortune 1000
mm-hmm.
rankings of the fortunes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just okay. So we got 40 under 40s, and then we got best. Okay, no, that's a different situation. Fortune. How do we find it?
How do we find what?
Fortune 500. Fortune 500. Fortune 500. I can't spell good.
Fortune.
So people always talk about Fortune 500, Fortune 100, but you would think that like the biggest companies in the world are called Fortune 500, but there's another level, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. What is a Fortune 5? You know what's so awesome though? So Fortune 500 isn't. So small company is less than Fortune 500. Less than 500 employees. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, hold on.
I feel like Donni made that up, yo.
I might have made that up. Actually, what does it take to be a Fortune 500? Okay, so here it says the term Fortune 500 refers to an annual listing by Fortune magazine of the top 500 public companies in the U.S.
You got caught making stuff up, Donni.
No, but I promise you. So then what's the difference between a Fortune 5 and a Fortune 1? Okay, so, I see.
The top 100 companies.
The top 100 companies. Stop this and start it over.
No way. We are recording, right? Okay, good. You know what?
You didn't even know.
If you ever get canceled, do you
least
know what's
I
going
took
to
an
happen?
educated guess.
But do you know?
Because I wasn't clear. But were you clear?
I was transparent saying, wow, I didn't know that. You put me on. But if you ever get canceled, somebody's going to take that one clip and say, look, I told you she's a fraud.
You better not post that.
I won't. The people will. So just don't do that crazy. All right. So this podcast is getting off to a good start. All right. So, you know what's so cool? But I was going to say, a small business is classified as, you want to like just fact check it before you start talking about stuff? A small business is classified as how many employees, right? But I think it has a lot to do with our perception because if we got 3 employees, we doing it big.
We are.
So what is a small business? What is a small business classified as?
Well, what qualifies a small business? So the SBA counts companies with as much as $35.5 million in sales and 1,500 employees as a small business, depending on the industry. So outside government, companies with less than 7 million in sales and fewer than 500 employees are considered small businesses. And that's where I got that from. I was confusing Fortune 500 with small business.
Yo, but that is real crazy because there's somebody somewhere at a party laughing at somebody because they only have 500 employees. Like, oh,
well, you know what's even crazier?
Little company.
What's even crazier is that there are actually entrepreneurs out there who are laughing at people with 5 employees saying, oh, you just have a little small business, and you do too.
And there is people that are making 6 figures. They just hit the 100,000 mark, and they're looking at people like, oh, you're only making 30,000. It's all perception.
It's all perception. We're all in this small business category together. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? So, you know,
humble yourself.
Humble yourself. There's a difference between I own a small business and, oh, that's still your little business. There's a difference between that language, for sure.
I think we definitely got to define what big is for us, what our goal is. So I was talking to one of my clients, and anytime, just I want to clear this up, anytime I say I was talking to somebody the other day, I was actually talking to somebody the other day. You know, like speakers, they say, yo.
Somebody just DM'd me. You know what? Actually, guys, somebody DM'd me about this earlier today. Show it to me. Show it to me right now.
So I was talking to a guy, and he came up to me and said, hey, man, how'd you become so successful? So I told the guy, and then you tell him.
Nobody asked you that. You know what's interesting is, no, seriously, speakers especially.
Oh, yeah, that's
but
what
even
we do.
Teachers will literally create that moment just to segue into whatever they want to talk about next.
Yeah.
But other speakers and teachers know that game, right?
Right,
so we're always like.
But that's why I always feel uncomfortable saying, like, repeating a conversation I was having. So, but if you're in my morning meetup, you know. So I was talking to one of my clients, and see, I forgot I forgot where we were going with
that. Show me proof that you were talking to a client, please.
Yo, I forgot the point I was about to make. Anywho, so here I was. So one of my clients said, yo, my goal is to grow my business. Like, I really want to become financially free. And I always ask the question, what is that, like, how much does it take? Right? So Isaiah asked, he said, yo, I can't wait to go get my laptop. And what was the question I asked you? How much is the laptop? Because we want something, but we don't even know what it looks like in our own head. So we're defining success based on other people. So right. I'm successful because I left my job or quit my job, but that's not even where you want to be.
Right.
So I don't necessarily look at myself as successful because I've not successfully completed the goal. Well, I'm successful from, I told myself I wanted to make 6 figures, and I became successful in that, right? But I have other goals, so it's hard to define success, but I'm definitely not about to base it off of other people that are doing worse.
Well, not even that. People don't even understand what these blanketed terms are. Like couple goals, entrepreneur goals, CEO goals, boss goals. I was talking to someone. No, for real. I was talking to someone like a week ago, and we were having lunch, and she said to me, listen, it's time for me to boss up. I'm ready to be a boss. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? What's a boss, right? Well, I need to be working for myself. I need to be doing my own thing. And I'm like, well, technically, a boss is a person who oversees a team of people, right? Sure, you can be the boss of yourself if that just sounds good to you, right? But we have just overused and misused this term boss so much. Like we're just saying stuff at this point, right? And what's interesting is I'm teaching manifestation on. I'm doing a 30-day manifestation challenge starting next week. And one of the things that we're going to focus on is the reason that people don't ever accomplish their goals is because they hadn't clearly identified a goal. Right. And sometimes you've actually accomplished stuff, but because you didn't write it out clearly, you just ran through that goal and didn't even realize that you hit a goal, right? And so when you say things like, man, I want to have a business like Shan's. Okay, what does that mean?
Right.
What does that mean?
You only know what I show on Instagram, which
you
could
only
be...
know. You don't know behind the scenes. You don't know anything about the P&L statement, profit and loss statement, for people who may not know what that means. But what does that actually mean, right? And so before you start creating goals, so what I did for this particular manifestation challenge, because this is my first time doing this, I sent out surveys to people. And actually, I have the results right here. I sent out surveys to people, and I asked different questions like, list 3 to 5 goals that you desire to accomplish within the next 120 days. Okay. And this is why people need our help, right? Because, and if you're in that challenge, this is no knock to you. You're going to learn something in those 30 days that we spend together. But someone said something like, complete 4 chapters or more in a book that I'm wanting to write.
Complete 4 more chapters.
Complete 4 chapters or more of a book that I'm wanting to write. So you want to manifest completing 4 chapters or more in a book that I want to write. I mean, that's not really a goal, right? That's not really a quantifiable goal. And then somebody else said something that's develop a routine for a healthy lifestyle. And that seems like a goal. But the reason that we don't manifest things is because we're not clear on the direction that we have to go into in order to achieve it. So, okay. So, David, develop a routine for a healthy lifestyle. I'd say, okay, that's a good start. Now let's write that down. But now what I want you to do is write down some bullet points, right? What does that mean? So that means first that I need to eliminate, fatty foods. I need to exercise more. I need to stop eating da-da-da. And then you have a clear picture goal.
For sure.
So for all of you guys who are, saying goals and things like that, like, it's really a dangerous habit to have. It's a dangerous habit to have because we are creating these imaginary scenarios. And then when we don't accomplish them, we are disappointed by the expectation of this imaginary scenario that we've created in our head.
It's like frustration because you're looking for something that you don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean,
you imagine frustration in that.
That version never exists in real life.
Right.
It never exists. You see people traveling. You see people, you see entrepreneurs who are always at great fun retreats, and they're always traveling, and they're always in fancy cars, and they're always, on jets and things like that. But you don't know what their home balance life looks like. You don't know what their personal relationship life looks like. You don't know what they're sacrificing, right, to do that. So it's really important that you create goals and you're so clear and so specific before you manifest somebody else's life who's miserable behind the scenes.
100%. 100%. And you could just imagine frustration behind looking for something. Imagine I'm saying it was a blind date or something like that, and we only met through the internet. And I said, meet me at Starbucks at 6 o'clock. And you show up at Starbucks, and you're looking for this person. They didn't describe what they were wearing, how tall they were, none of that. So you're sitting there and you're getting anxious. You're getting this anxiety. It could be him, but should I walk up to, nah, I couldn't know. That might be, I hope it's not him. And all this stuff is going on in your head, and then you just turn around and walk away. And I think that's where it lies because people are looking for something, but you don't know what it looks like. So you turn around and walk away. Forget this entrepreneurial thing because I didn't find what I was looking for, but I don't know what it looks like.
And am I even at the right Starbucks?
Am I at the right Starbucks?
He never gave me the address. I just picked the Starbucks that looked like it would be the one.
Right.
I picked the business that looked like, based on what he or she was doing, was going to be the one. This is going to be the one that hits.
On Cobb Parkway.
On Cobb Parkway.
It's 10 Starbucks on Cobb Parkway.
Yeah.
And you're so frustrated, say, I'm never dating again. Don't blame that situation. Blame yourself for not asking more questions, identifying what is going to be my gift. So I'm real big on lists as well. Like, let's just get clear. It's almost like the camera. It's fuzzy, then you turn it a little bit, and it gets more clear, then you turn it. And sometimes you need to just sit down with identifying what it looks like.
Absolutely.
Just what it looks like. So when you were going through this process as an entrepreneur, what did your goals look like?
In the beginning?
In the beginning. What did it look like? What did it look like?
So first of all, I know they weren't clear, right? I have been an entrepreneur on and off, like legitimately. I've been starting businesses since I was 17, like dabbling in stuff. But I would say I really became a serious entrepreneur around 2010. And all I knew at that time was I wanted to open a business. That was a goal. Open a business, right? Make a lot of money was a goal. Not go back to work was a goal. You got to be real careful about how you speak that because entrepreneurship is a whole lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. I had goals like work on my own time.
Financial freedom?
Did you have financial freedom? I had financial freedom. I had no boss lifestyle, right?
No boss lifestyle.
Those were just things that I remember saying. And then I got involved in an industry where that's perpetuated. That mindset is perpetuated so much. Like no boss lifestyle, which is great. None of us wants to really have a boss telling us when to come and go. But I challenge you to think about this. Especially if you are a service-based entrepreneur, even in products, I can prove it there too. Your customers are really your boss.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Don't show up for that conference call when you're supposed to, right? Yeah. And see how fast a chargeback or a refund request comes through. So you have to really understand, my goals are very, very different now. So I speak affirmations every single day, multiple times a day. Whenever I have a moment, they're always with me. They're with me right now, like no lie. I always like this, I practice.
People want to manifest getting
right?
fired. I don't want no boss lifestyle. You manifest unemployment.
Yeah, so all my affirmations and things are here, but I manifest things now because of where I am in the growth of my business, or I affirm things like one of my goals is to always provide value to my clients and my customers.
I'm sorry, real quick. Walk me through the manifestation and the affirmation. So I have a challenge with that.
Okay, tell me what your challenge.
So I mean, I don't speak negative, but the I guess do affirmations work? I mean, I don't know. I have a challenge with like the affirmations and.
Why are you wearing the shirt that you're wearing today?
Oh, this is my friend Jeremy's shirt.
Did you think the message was powerful?
Yeah.
I am. I'm asking because typically when you're affirming, you're starting off with words like I am, right? You're wearing it across your chest.
Yeah.
I want that shirt, Jeremy, by the way. I'm going to get that. And so, no, affirmations on their own don't work at all, right? And so people go wrong with affirmations because they believe that you have this list of things that you're supposed to say. And if I say I'm going to be married, I'll have 3 kids, I'm going to start my own business, and then I'm literally reading it. I'm going to be married, I'm going to have 3 kids, I'm going to have blah, 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 blah. Well, there's a couple of things wrong with that. Number one, when you are afraid of something, it's a real fear for you because you feel this way on the inside, right? If you know that you're about to walk into danger, there's an emotion, there's a feeling that's attached to that. Well, when you know that you're about to walk into greatness, there has to be a feeling and an emotion also attached to that, right? And so when you are speaking your affirmations, it's not just about saying, I want to be successful. Well, when I say the universe, first of all, I believe in God, right? And so there's just a such thing as universal law, okay?
Right.
Universal law is what it is. We don't change that. And so the universe is made up of energy. We're made up of energy. You get around people and you're like, ooh, their energy is off, or ooh, I really enjoyed their energy. And so we're made up of energy. So when you are affirming the things that you want in your life, not only do you have to be clear in what it is and really articulate what that is clearly, but there has to be an energy attached to it as well, right? And most people miss the mark because they do things like, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. I am so successful. I want to be successful. I want to be successful. Well, number one, if you're always saying, I want to be successful, well, the universe can't tell the difference between I am successful and I want to be successful. It's just going to pay you based off of your energy. It's going to give you.
But hold on. How does is when people say the universe, is that a politically correct way of saying God, or because I don't believe the universe gives me anything.
Right. So who created the universe?
God.
There you have it. Right. And so because we actually reside in this universe, it is the gifts and the blessings that God allows us to have through the universe that he created. Now, I am not super religious, but I am spiritual. And so I'm not a healer or anything like that. And I don't get into the debate of God versus the universe. To me, it's all God, right? Everything is through God. But because our domain is within this universe, I believe you hear a lot of people speak to it that way. You also hear people who are on the fence about religion who would rather say universe. And then that's something else. When you're getting teachings from someone, you got to be clear on what they believe in first. If you don't believe in God, then I'm not trying to manifest anything with you.
But so when people say, because I just never, I didn't get it. I hear it a lot, but for one, I still don't believe, even though God made the universe, I don't believe that the universe gives me anything. Like, God provides. It's like, okay, I'm in a house. I live in the house. The house doesn't give me anything.
The house gives you satisfaction.
The house does not give me satisfaction.
What does it give you?
Shelter.
Then it gives you something.
Yes. The house provides shelter.
The house provides shelter. And how does it make you feel to know that you have shelter to go home to for you and your family every single day?
God gave me a house to provide shelter.
Perfect. Inside of his universe.
And yeah, absolutely. 100% inside of his universe, for sure.
Yeah.
But the universe didn't give me anything.
Okay, well then if you're more comfortable saying God gave it to you, then say that. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not arguing that there's a difference.
Right, okay. Oh, right? Yeah, I hear it a lot, and I never had a chance to ask anybody, and it's the first time I feel comfortable asking somebody.
Yeah, no, but everybody will have their own perception. Someone's going to be looking at this and saying, what is she talking about? She's crazy. The universe and God are not the same. Those are your rules. That's not my rules. And so, again, you have to be really, really clear on who you're talking to. And that goes back to don't take advice from people who you don't admire, right? Don't take advice from people whose advice you can't trust. Quantify all the advice that's given to you, even from people with all these receipts and testimonials and all that stuff.
100%.
Quantify the advice. And so, again, to get back to manifestation and does it work? And, manifestation works just as much as prayer works. It's ultimately the same process, right? You ever, prayed hard for something and you're just in this moment where you need deliverance for something, you need answers, you need direction, and you get so filled with emotions and you're teary-eyed and tears are just... It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's literally the same process. Why are you laughing?
Because I just thought about the dude that manifested you the one day.
But he did, and you saw the proof. So, first of all, if you see this interview, you and I are cool, okay? But it's just really funny because I was blown away. So I had been talking about manifestation and what I do, and so this very nice gentleman comes into my DMs and says, I manifest you every single day of my life.
The way he put it wasn't as creepy as you just made it sound, because I manifest you every day.
Well,
that's what people obviously love and hate stuff. But he was a really cool guy.
That may not be the tonality.
Yeah.
But basically, he typed me yo, I manifest you every day. And I just, what do you say to that, right? When what you're manifesting is totally different. Right? So I just kind of said, oh, wow, that's cute. Thank you. Right? And so a few days later, Shans and I are out eating, and as soon as we open the door...
we walk in, and, here's the thing. We walk in, and the guy looks like he saw a ghost. He's like... And then Donnie's like... I could tell that Donnie wasn't 100% sure who that was. She's like... He said, hey. And Donnie's like, hey, how are you? And just kind of kept walking in. And I think Donnie looked back, and he was still like... I forgot what he said. It was something. I don't know. But this is one thing
Shans was standing there. Now, he didn't know if Shans was my guy or whatever. He literally was like, so are you just here eating alone? No, I'm with my friend.
We were clearly, I think we were talking, walking in.
We were clearly together arriving at this place, right? And so, but he doesn't know what the relationship is.
Right, for sure.
But he clearly is like, so are you here eating alone? Are you grabbing a bite to eat alone? And I'm like, no, I'm here with my friend. And then they introduce themselves. What happens next, though, Shane?
So my homegirl, shout out to Didi, she's at the bar, and we're walking. Okay, this is at the door where this exchange went down. So we walk in, we walk to the bar.
He walked out to the parking lot.
He walked out to the parking lot, and I wish y'all could see the setup. So me and Donni are talking. I was like, "Yo, what was that?" And she's like, "Oh, this guy DM me," and he was like, talking about he manifested me. So I make a joke, and I'm saying, "Oh, you got manifested." So Dottie starts saying something like, "No, it ain't like," and the guy somehow appeared behind Donni.
Out of nowhere.
He's walking back in. I'm talking about he clearly ate and left, but he walks back in, and I'm like, Donni, he's behind you. And Donni says, really? I think she was about to show me the DM or something like that. Yeah, she was about to show me the DM. I was like, Donni, he's behind you. She said, oh, wow. And then starts talking to me. My man walks behind Donni, behind me, then goes out to the patio.
Not without gazing. It was like a...
It was like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? If you're watching this, no offense, you should just at least said what you're going to say.
No offense, but that type of activity in this climate, it's not cool. So
moral of the story, you got manifested.
I did, and here's the thing. I want to be manifested more in a healthy, positive way. Mm-hmm. Like, I want people manifesting, a good, healthy relationship with me. I want clients to say, wow, one day Donni Wiggins is going to be my business coach. Donni Wiggins is going to be my business coach in January 2020, right? But there are just some criteria that has to be met first, right? Some
sure,
prerequisites that have to be fulfilled for manifestation on a personal level. So you can't manifest for someone else.
Yeah. It was around the time when The Secret came out. No lie. Well, maybe, I don't know when it came out, but it had to be 2006.
That's all universal law. So you rock with The Secret and not affirmations?
I didn't say I saw some of it. I wasn't feeling it. But that was the time it came out. Because I literally, in that same year, there was like 2 girls that said, you are going to be my husband. I'm guessing based off this craze of The Secret, like, yo, you say it, you declare it, and it's going to happen. I'm like, what? She said, God told me you're going to be my husband. I was like, call him back.
Let's get God on the phone real quick.
Put this on 3-way. Tell him to text me real quick, just so I know too. Right. Literally, same year, 2. That's how I know it's like the time it came out. Like 2 people say, yo, you are going. They try to manifest me.
Well, and so people get confused, and you have to, when you're talking about that, you can't manifest someone to be a permanent fixture in your life unless they are in alignment with you already, right? So if you're dating someone who is expressing interest in you, then you can manifest how this relationship turns out to be. You can manifest the marriage with that person. You can manifest kids with that person because you and that person are in alignment. But I can't just see you from across the room and I'm like, yes, God. He is mine, God. Absolutely, God. Give him to... I can't do that because you're a married man. Yeah. You are, not you literally, but you're a married man. You're an involved man. You're not interested. You're a gay man. You're whatever you are. I cannot manifest my desires upon you unless we are in alignment.
And in the same vein of entrepreneurship, you can't. I mean, I suppose you can. There's going to be exceptions to the rule where you manifest $100,000. You manifest hitting the lottery, whatever. I think it's just easier to design your life and design and sculpt and shape.
That's what manifestation is.
Is it?
That's what affirmations are. You are affirming and declaring exactly what you want in your life. Okay. And the only difference between what you're saying is that you write it out, I speak it. I write it and I speak it and I feel it. Like I literally will sit and imagine myself in my beach house with these waves coming and I can see them from the window and I got my chef in the kitchen cooking my pancakes and my crispy bacon, right? I literally can see, and there's a feeling associated when you can't just be like, I want a beach house. No, I see the beach house. Like I can smell the water. I got salt in my hair. My hair is dry right now because I've been, this is how you get to those things. But, you know, I had someone argue with me and say, oh, I can manifest people because I had someone else manifest me before, a female. And she's like, I manifested you, you know, I manifested meeting you. Well, the reason that you did that is because I'm in alignment with you there. I want you to manifest me in that way. I want to meet new people. I want to help new people. I affirm that I will serve and impact hundreds of people every single day, millions of people in my lifetime. So that's why that happened, and don't get confused. We were in alignment, right? But you can't make me your wife just because you say it on your paper. My paper don't say that.
Here's what's so funny. My man went home that day like, yo, it's working. There is nothing you could tell him right now that you are not going to be his wife, because he already manifested you one time. He's like, oh, it's working. I just need to manifest a little harder. You know,
things like that used to really, my mom had to, humble me is such a bad word because of what it actually means, but my mom actually had to bring me back down to size, so to speak. Years ago, I was living near the airport and working in Dunwoody, and the traffic was like horrible. And so I would take the train. And I would talk to my mom every day on the train because I'm not about that train lifestyle, and I was getting used to it. I was kind of scared of it, you know, because it's like weird down there. It stinks. And so I'd always be on the phone with my mom, and guys would always hit on me, like all the time, like, hey, beautiful, hey, this, that, and the other. And it got to the point where I started to react to it like, oh, God, go away. Let me just go to work. Let me do this. Don't you see I'm on the phone? And my mom said to me, she said, be careful what you wish for. Because there are women and people who wish they could get attention in that way all the time. So I'm no longer offended by it, but I'm very, very clear. Right. I'm very, very clear that I am not looking to be manifested for love unless we are in alignment.
Okay.
Right.
Speaking of which, how is it? I feel like, and I'll probably get canceled for this.
Hey, listen, whatever he says, y'all can't cancel me anyway. Say what you want to say.
No, this is like 100% on me. Let me put it this way. Is it easier, or I don't want to say easier. Yes, I'll say easier. Okay, just for sake of conversation. Is it easier for attractive people to become successful entrepreneurs?
I think that's a fact. I don't even think that's opinion. No, and let me preface that. I think it's easier for attractive people to have doors opened for them. Now, what they do with those doors, right? What they do when they walk through those doors and with those opportunities could be different. And so someone who may be considered by society standards less attractive may ultimately become more successful, may ultimately have better results, but they may have had to do more to get in that door.
What do you mean?
So when you're I'll just be honest and using, like.
Yeah, and I asked you because you are an attractive woman. So
thank you.
There might be, some people here, right? And I'm selling a product and you're selling a product. Well, a guy that is attracted to you would buy from you before you buy from me, right?
Well, they'd at least.
A woman, if I'm not super attractive, they buy from you because, oh, girl, you so cute.
You're so fly, you're this, that, and the other. Yeah. I mean, I think that because a lot of relationships are superficial, a lot of interactions are superficial, it's so easy to make it past these superficial requirements that it takes to communicate with you, right? So, yes, I do believe that people who are attractive, I do believe that they get opportunities easier than.
Say we. Just use the word we.
I do believe that opportunities come easier. So, but let me say this. Everybody fine now. everybody. I mean, it's nothing that a doctor can't make look good, right? And so there's so much beauty. You know, before social media, it was like you had to be seen in the room. Now there's an opportunity to just see you on the internet. And now it's not even just about being attractive. It's about being attractive and approachable. And I'm not very approachable all the time, right?
Why do you say
on
that?
Purpose.
You seem pretty nice. I mean, you don't see. Okay,
nice.
so we're sitting at, actually we were sitting at the Cheesecake Factory, and it was a guy who like was he was doing a lot. He was doing
the most.
He was doing a lot, and even though he was doing so much, and I don't want to like talk about it, but Donni was just super talking to him like, oh yeah, da da da, because he was doing the most in her direction now, and Donni was just super nice. So you seem approachable.
Yeah, I mean, and when I am friendly, right? I am friendly, but I've always been told my whole life that I'm not necessarily the most approachable person. Like I don't, I have that. I have a naturally born with resting bee face, right? It's just my face, y'all. But I'm really nice, like when it comes down to talk to me. The other thing is, though, I am really energy driven, and I have my secret power is discernment. I can feel your fake from a mile away,
for sure,
right? And I just don't play those games. So when I say I'm not approachable in certain terms, like if I'm not feeling you, I'm just not, and I'm not going to fake through it. I don't need, I don't care about the business relationship. Because I don't need to do anything with someone whose energy I'm not feeling. So being pretty now, God, like I can think of so many people who aren't your, beauty right now. We're redefining what beauty looks like. So there's a lane, and this is the moment that if you feel less than beautiful, this is your time to get in, because we really have redefined what beauty looks like.
Especially black. First off, there's nothing that's, if you black,
you get a pass.
Oh my God.
If you're black, you are beautiful, right?
Sure.
But society didn't think that. Now society feels like now we're learning to find the uniqueness about people. Like, people from certain regions were at one time too black, or, or too light, or too this and too that. And now if you dare say something about a black person not being attractive,
for sure,
they're like,
crucified.
Appreciate that melanin. Appreciate that nostril. Appreciate that set of lips.
You know who I love, though? She does a lot. Is it Lizzo or Lizzie?
Lizzo, the singer?
Yes.
She's a singer or a rapper?
She's something.
Okay, yes.
But she is big and beautiful, and she fine. And if you have a lot, you're not going to just show everybody a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that like she's super confident in who she is, I watch those videos. I don't watch a whole lot of wretchedness, okay? But I watch those videos, and she's like, she owns every part of her. And I think that's leading into her becoming the successful person, because that mindset transfers. Nothing wrong about me. I'm walking in every door like I own the place. So I really I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Lizzo. Unfortunately, I've been tapped out and totally focused. So Lizzo, I'm about to look you up. I know who Lizzo is, but the only reason I know who Lizzo is because of the shock value that she puts out on the internet. Right. And I don't know enough about her to say whether it's confidence or insecurity. I just don't. So y'all don't cancel me for that. I don't know enough about Lizzo or anybody, right? But
give me both scenarios.
So sometimes you act with confidence, like with what you said, like I'm walking in because I'm so confident. I have been supported and loved on all my life. My mom and my dad told me I was amazing, and I believe this. And so you walk in and you do these things and you don't care. But sometimes it's an insecurity. We only do things out of two reasons, either love or fear, right? Our actions, every single last one of them are based in love or fear. And so insecurity because it could be insecurity because you've been picked on for so long. You've been this for so long. You've been told you couldn't for so long. And you hear other people, you hear these personal development coaches and positive people saying, you got to believe it, girl, you got to believe it. And so you're breaking through, leveraging your insecurities, beating people to the punch, basically saying, if I put it all out there, you can't hurt my feelings. I win. I'm going to put it all out there, and now you can't talk crap about me because I beat you to exposing my flaws, right? And so, I think it's beautiful, and I think it's great when people are, and that's good. That's okay, because that could be her, anybody's way, not her. I don't know her, but that could be anybody's way of dealing with their insecurities. The important thing is that you deal with it, and not be controlled by it. For sure. So, I think she's a beautiful woman. I don't necessarily understand anybody feeling the need to be like butt naked on the internet. But there's a lane for that. There's a market for that. And if you're going to do it with the confidence that she's putting out there, for sure. So
what are some of the issues that you've come across, just because you've been, in the music industry, business, you've done a lot. So you've put yourself in position amongst male-dominated industries. So I know you can get yourself in any room, right? Whether from before we hear you talk, they're going to invite you in a room because you walk with a certain confidence, attractive, obviously. But what are some of the issues that you come across when you get into those circles?
Let me say this, because I know somebody's going to have an issue with me saying I don't believe any woman should be naked on the internet. First of all, my
daughter won't be.
She won't be, and mine better not be.
No, we're not doing
Deja,
we're not
girl,
doing that.
you already know.
That's what you do. I'm not knock you. I'm just saying, because of before, I'm married now, but even before, the way I looked at that person was with one thought. And even when I see the person dressed up, I still got that one thought.
Yeah. Well, and my perspective on that is just a little different because my original social media was hacked. So, you can't go all the way back to 2008 or whenever Facebook came about. But as you said, I was in the music industry. I was in an R&B hip hop group. I rapped. I'm on the Atlanta scene. I was a party promoter, so I was in and out of the clubs. I owned a clothing store that had, very adult clothing, party clothes and things like that. And so I was that girl at one time who was running around half dressed, right? I don't think I ever did like panties or anything on the internet, but I did swimsuits for sure. And not just in a way where I'm out on the beach having fun. I did swimsuits to intentionally be provocative, right? Because of the industry that I was in and the industry that I was promoting. And at that time, I really felt like that was necessary because everybody tells you sex sells. You got to be sexy. Sex sells. And I really wish that I would have come up at a time in music. I actually fell back on that because it started to mess with me. Like, it's cool when it's cool, but then I became a mom and I'm like, I can't be out here putting out content that I'm not proud of. And so the only reason that I say, I don't believe that women have to be so exposed on the internet or anywhere is because though I was never naked, I was exposed more than I would be today. I was exposed more than I would be proud of my daughter seeing, on the internet. And I know that feeling that you have that this is a necessary thing for most people or for many people is fleeting. It's temporary. Yeah. And so I have certain regrets. Like, I wish I would have stuck to my guns and said, no, this take me or leave me. And I wish, there's so many music artists who came behind my time in the industry that proved you could be yourself. You can be fully dressed. You can be this, that, and the other. You don't have to be out there with the bottom of your booty cheeks hanging out and, all this stuff. You can promote parties and still, but it just didn't work that way for women at that time. It had to be ultra sexy. Right. And so now that I am a mom and have been a mom for a while, I just don't, I always consider, now that I'm aware, now that I'm woke, insider, now that I'm woke, am I putting out things that I would be proud for my daughter to see. There's a young lady on social media. This brings me to her. Can I say her name on here?
Yeah, of course.
I believe it's Bundle of Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about? Bundle of Brittany. Yep, that's her. Bundle of Brittany. And she has 5 million followers on the gram.
Wow.
And I followed her some years ago originally because her body is insane. It is crazy insane.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to follow her before I even get to the page.
Right. Well, I followed her.
Follow nobody with an insane body.
It's insane. I love my wife. I
Mm-hmm.
followed her several years ago because she was really into fitness. And I was into women who were into fitness. I wanted to do home workouts. She did, that kind of stuff. And then as time went on and she started to become more popular and her following started to grow, she started to become more and more provocative. And then she landed on one of the reality shows and felt like it was okay to say that she slept with all these guys, dealt with all of these guys with no apologies. And, she was basically okay being, what she was, right? And she was very in tune, and there were some people who were like, oh, she's a hoe or this, that, and the other. And then there were other people who were like, oh, she's empowered and in tune with her sexuality and you go, girl. And well, today she released this video on her Instagram page. She's in a relationship now that she's been in for a while, and she released this video on her Instagram page and said, well, my best friend and I were talking about her, ironically, a couple of days ago, and I said, man, I was just kind of disappointed that she went that route because I followed her for fitness inspiration, and then it just kind of got weird on her page, right? Mm-hmm. Everything was like about that you-know-what life. Yeah. And we were just talking about that, and my best friend forwarded me a video today where she's like fully dressed. She looks just like, classy woman. And she's basically in this video saying, hey, listen, while I don't have any regrets because my journey, every decision that I made is responsible for where I am right now. While I don't have regrets, I don't want to be that person anymore. I'm not that person. I want to be a girlfriend. I want to be respected, not because, of who I slept with or how naked I am. And I just want to be a good person. And you can tell that she's been really, really involved in personal development just by the things that she's saying. And, that's the epiphany that many women have.
She probably lost mad followers today.
Well, and she said, I don't even care. She's like, if y'all...
5 million to 3 today.
Yes. She's like, I don't even care if y'all unfollow me. But the thing is, it's like, because now looking back, I know that epiphany is had by so many women. Yeah. I just wish I could just be like, older you is going to recognize you didn't have to do that. For sure. And hope somebody's catching it right now. And they have an opportunity to look down the line. Okay, it's fun right now. I'm in tune with my body and all that kind of stuff. But India, okay, let's put it this way. But men got to stop celebrating that if that's what you want.
We'll always celebrate it.
Well, yeah,
we'll always celebrate.
As long as you celebrate it, we always gonna give it to you.
But you'll find somebody that won't celebrate it.
Yeah.
So in the event, when I met my wife, I went through her page, and I remember showing my best friend her page, like, yo, look, she's not revealed nowhere. Like, I'm talking about, like the little back shot where you kind of do a little back. She ain't had none of that. I remember this conversation with my friend, like, yo, ain't none of that. She only got a few followers. Oh, this the one.
It's the one.
Honestly, that was the conversation.
Shout out to Dre.
In the event that I scrolled down and I saw like even hints of that, I would say I don't. There's too many people that saw this person I want to build this empire with. They saw what I see. I'm straight.
Yeah, I mean, and that's absolutely your.
And nothing wrong with it. It's just that I just remember me going through it with my boy. Like, yo, I'm talking about it wasn't nothing provocative. She didn't have her breasts out. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But that was one of the things that caught my eye about her. And I said, oh.
Well, your girls still be out sometimes we make a debut, okay? Listen, ain't nothing wrong. No, but here's the thing. Here's also what I understand in dealing with people on a personal development level and with the climate of the economy of the world that we're in right now with all these movements, but especially with the, Protect Black Women and Black Women Matter Too movement, I am blown away by the number. It just makes sense. There are more women who have dealt with some type of sexual trauma, right? Whether it was physical or verbal or just some really bad, situation. And it appears to be more women than not who have a Me Too story. And that's why the Me Too movement is so powerful to this day. And I think there's some correlation there. I think it does something to a young girl when she faces certain situations from people at a young age, right? So I think all that makes sense. I think that it is absolutely within your right to say things like, I don't want a woman who was exposed on the internet. I think there's also really respectable about a man who can say, wow, I can see potential behind this woman and I would love to grow with her. I understand where she is and I want to grow with her. But that's not your responsibility, because I definitely don't want to have to completely transition some man, right?
For sure.
But there are people who are willing to do that. There are this guy that, in the example of Bundle of Brittany, obviously she met a man who was willing to peel back those layers and get to the root. And there was a problem with her. She kind of admitted it, got to the root of why she felt like this was the way to go. And then once you deal with that, then you find out, am I doing this because I love myself so much? And if you are, girl, get it. But am I doing it because I'm insecure? And if you are, girl, you don't have to.
This video, I'll never forget it. Erykah Badu. She's had a very clean.
That video where she got bucket naked.
I mean, walking through the streets.
Erykah was fine.
Fine. In that video, I didn't look. It didn't seem like, oh, she's letting it really seemed like art.
It was art.
That was art to me, the way she did that.
Yeah, I don't get from that she did it out of any type of insecurity or, the woman's body is beautiful. A man's body is beautiful. And there is a place for it to be displayed openly for the public to see, for sure. And I don't think you and I are talking about that kind of place. Erykah Badu did it in... I was shocked. I was like, whoa.
I didn't, forget the nakedness. And I looked at it like, wow. Because she was in the street. Do you see the video? Remember? Oh. So
He's too young
it's
for
a dope.
that.
I mean, it's classic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah, how old are you?
I'm 25. Definitely too young for that. He was like fourth grade.
Right. So it was just this powerful video. And at the end of it, literally in the street, this isn't like
through
staged.
a neighborhood.
It was like in the city. It was like in the city, I
maybe
believe.
So
she's walking, and I think she's like walking towards the sun or something like that. And I think she might have took off one piece of clothes, take off her shoes, and then she winds up taking off her pants, and she's in like a bra and panties, and then she starts taking it off in the middle of the street. When I looked at it, it wasn't, oh, she's about to get naked, let's go. But I was looking at it, and I saw myself like, wow, I don't have that much. I'm not that secure to do that. It was empowering for me to. Yeah. I'm like, yo, how could somebody really just literally just let it all go and be in front of everybody? I don't care who. It was empowering for me.
And that's why some people are so judgmental about, nakedness. Maybe even me, because I'm not that confident to just get butt naked on the World Wide Web. Like, that's unlimited views.
Yeah. It never goes away.
That never goes away. Like, that legit is unlimited views. And so I'll just say this, though. I am not judging from a place of looking down upon, because thank God there were no cameras around when I was growing up, in my 20s and stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just thank God.
For sure.
And it's funny because I'm on this site and there's this actress, Bella Thorne. I see. Do you know who Bella Thorne is? She was on the Disney Channel.
I heard
and
her.
she was a former Disney star. She had this show. I forget the name of the show, but she was huge. And
I'm typing her name and I see OnlyFans.
Just made $2 million on OnlyFans this week. What's up with these Disney stars who just...
Wow.
These child stars from Disney just always end up doing something real strange for the change later on down the line. But $2 million on OnlyFans. And I got to read into it because it's featured on Entrepreneur.com, which makes me believe that there has to be some type of a spin. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe... Oh, well, never mind.
What did you find?
She just her, anytime the picture.
With OnlyFans, are they getting? I don't know a whole lot about OnlyFans. I just know it's like maybe it's like the online. You got one, Isaiah? You know exactly. You looking at it like oh yeah, OnlyFans. So they really getting like.
They doing some bangs.
Really? It's like pornography.
Yeah. Yeah. So
really?
You're allowed to, for all these. Basically, it's like
I'm thinking it's Patreon with a bunch of
No, it's like the next step from. It's allowing these models who are comfortable being in the bare on Instagram and stuff to now have a place to get paid for it. And Bella's statement was that she's using this platform as an uncensored and more intimate way to connect with fans, if that answers your question.
An uncensored and more intimate way to connect with fans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She says, with all the algorithm and politics of other social media platforms, this allows me to connect more one-on-one with my closest supporters. So, with that being said, this is a photo.
Do you have to get naked on there, or can I connect with my fans too?
You can connect with your fans, but people, the customer base who are on OnlyFans,
once they find out I have OnlyFans,
they're not looking for entrepreneurship tips, right?
I want to get intimate with my fans and let them know what I'm going through behind the scenes.
There is someone who's leveraging OnlyFans and saying she's getting, gosh, I forget who it was, but I saw this a couple of months ago. Oh, actually, Bella says no, she's not doing nudity. Okay, so she's not doing nudity. It's not required. So I know that OnlyFans, like there was this model who was featured for making like $4 million because she shows her feet. I'm all about that. Listen, if you like feet, I might start an OnlyFans.
Get an OnlyFans,
might start.
Get one so you can see the inner workings.
You get one too, and then let's analyze the inner workings together.
Let me ask my wife, and I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
right
an
answer.
OnlyFans. Ooh, yes, Dre. Let's talk about this because I just got an idea. We're not going to put it on the podcast, but I got an idea.
Here's the only reason I can't do it. I'm sorry. The cancel culture is too thick.
Well, no, because
the screenshot of David Chan's on Only, especially if I got even if it's a cool picture like this, and I got the dreamy eyes.
You can't do the creep picture. You cannot do a creep
I can do the light skin eyes.
No. So here's the cool thing. OnlyFans is an entrepreneurial tool, and I think people are just monetizing. Like, what if it's a way that you can now go live as much as you do on Instagram, but now you can get paid $2 and $3 and $4 and $14 from all of your fans for it? It's just a way to monetize your content easily, right? Though I think it started, kind of like, what was that? Backpage, Black Page?
I'm like you don't know. Isaiah always know, don't he? It's Backpage.
Hey,
weren't you like 10 when that was a thing?
Wait a minute, I had cousins.
Oh, now you had cousins. You are different.
So I was never on Backpage. Backpage, I think, was it a dating site?
No, I thought it was just you just meet people to
get down and dirty.
Yeah,
so I was never, I have been on some dating sites, but I was never involved. Back when Backpage was a thing, I was still side-eyeing online dating. Mm-hmm. I wasn't there yet. So that's that. Are you looking
wow,
at
so
OnlyFans
this
account?
No, the New York Times, how OnlyFans changed sex work fee forever. OnlyFans has put X-rated entertainment in the hands of its entertainers. Call it the paywall of porn. So I'll read this part. It says, every day, hundreds of men pay Donni Harwood to enact their sexual fantasies and boost their self-esteem. Sometimes her clothes come off. Sometimes she dresses up as a nurse or a dominant. The people are entertained. Did this get launched during COVID?
I don't think so. I think it was before COVID. Google it. Yeah. I think OnlyFans has been around for a while, and many people have kind of gone to it. But think about it. Porn is just, it doesn't require all this major production. So if you have a camera and a house or a bed or a venue of some sort to entertain your people, cut the middleman out. Like, if you're going to do it, be entrepreneurial about it for real and cut out all these directors and producers and just put on your own show. Wow.
It launched in 2016 as a website for social media performers to allow their followers to subscribe for a monthly fee to see clips and photos. Little is known about the parent company, Phoenix International, whatever. In October 2018, however, the owner, Leonid, owner of Free Cams, became a person of significant control with over 75% ownership of the parent company. So I don't think it started out as, so look.
It was for entertainers.
It was
and
for
maybe
entertainers.
That didn't go well.
And then what happened in 2018, Leonid Radvinsky, who's the owner of Free Cams, which is an American website providing live webcam performances by models typically featuring nudity and sexual activity, often ranging from striptease. So he became a person of significant control with over 75% of ownership of the parent company. So the parent company started OnlyFans. I guess this person became 75% owner of the parent company, and that person already has a kind of alluded, sex explicit, a company like that.
Okay.
And he just changed OnlyFans into that.
Got you. Because it's more lucrative, I'm sure.
Way
Sex
more lucrative.
sells.
Dang.
Right?
Sex
sells.
Are
you going to pay, or is the average man going to pay to see their favorite entertainer? Is the average man going to pay to see their favorite entertainer naked and, in suggestive pose? Or is he going to pay for poster pictures that he can hang on his wall? Which one are you going to subscribe to them for?
And here's the thing about it. As an entrepreneur, we teach people, find your gift and monetize your gift.
I am on the floor. Ladies, that is not your gift. Fellas, that is not your gift.
You just got to, no, here's the thing.
But find something that you're already good at.
So put yourself in this position. You're beautiful. You work out every day. You got this body, but you don't know how to take a product and sell it. You don't know how to create a company, but you do have this body, God gave you this attractive to some people thing or whatever, and you can take your gift and show it to people for money.
I mean, I think it's cool if that's what you want to do. I'm just tired of seeing butt on the internet. I just am. I'm tired of seeing everybody's behind on the internet. There's just so much of it. It just all looks the same. Everybody's, got the same workout plan or the same doctor, and it's just, you know what I mean? Cool on it.
I'm so glad I didn't come out super attractive and I didn't have it. Because if I was attractive and I had no talents, you never know.
I'm just
never
saying,
know.
I just think women are so overexposed in the sexual space. I don't see men on Instagram with their schlongs exposed. You know what I mean?
Get that word from?
I don't even know where that word comes from. But I couldn't think of another word, and David is so PG-13, so I had to come up with something real quick.
Goodness gracious.
But I don't see sites for not straight men. Anyway, point me to the IG that's popping like that, and then I may have a different perspective. But all of this goes to how important it is to have a side hustle and find something to monetize.
Yes. Even if it's...
No. We are not promoting that.
Right. But here's the trade-off. People seeing you now and risking your future brand for right now money. Because there's a risk in that.
Well,
right?
Here's the thing. I know I say that a lot. How many times, you guys, have I said, here's the thing in this episode? But here's the thing. I believe that it's so acceptable now because we're so forgiving now. It used to be,
Not forgiving. I think just we're in that free thinker,
we're forgiving.
World.
The freaking first lady right now has nude stuff out everywhere, and she's the first lady. She is, helping.
Does she really?
Oh my God.
What's her name? Is it Ivanka or Melania?
Melania.
I don't even know our first lady's name. Trump. Oh, because she was a model.
She was a model, but she's butt booty naked.
Really?
Yes. And she may have done, let me see. She's got all these naked pictures. She's done some really, really, really sexually explicit campaigns.
Our first lady. America's different.
Yeah, and this is our first lady. Like, you know, if that were Michelle Obama when Barack was running, it would never have flown. They would have torn that to shreds.
Never.
So we actually are just in this place. You saw it?
I mean, it's not naked. It's just...
No, let me see which one you're looking at.
No.
Because it's naked.
It's not naked. It's
the one with her boobs out and stuff.
Which one are you looking at?
Well, I'm not looking at anything right now.
I'm not looking at this stuff, okay? But you're right. That's crazy.
Okay,
I never even saw that.
That's a photo. This is our our first lady.
No. Which
and
one?
This one.
Oh.
And look at this photo. And the whole photo is available. This
right,
is
and
just,
it's blurred out. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so...
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is our first lady. So we live in such... You know, people are willing to forgive what they're willing to forgive for who they're willing to forgive it for. So one person can do something and they're canceled. Another person does something and it's like, oh, you know, this person... just needs guidance. They need a mentor. They need therapy. They need this, that, and the other. And we see that more and more and more and more every single day.
Wow. Yo, that's crazy. Our first lady got nudes on the internet.
Has nudes on the internet. I mean, our first lady was a Rolling Stone woman's version of it. So,
wow.
You know, that's the case. And so, yeah. So anyway, I don't even think people are concerned with what it could potentially do to their future self because there are no consequences. Yeah. Nobody's losing endorsements for being naked online. Right. Not anymore. It used to be.
Yeah, for sure.
It used to be. Nobody, you know, women, to women like me, it looks like, man, they coming up. Like, the HOESs is out here winning, right? Because you're getting the good men and, you know, from what we perceive, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, right? So you're getting all this stuff, and it's because we as a culture have become so forgiving. There are no consequences, and there is no clear definition between what's right and what's wrong. And even if there were, who gets to decide what's right and what's wrong? Yeah,
and just don't risk it out there of saying I'm gonna do some stuff right now to get the bag. It can come back on you. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, and so with that being said, you know, maybe people are not so forgiving in this way, but definitely don't be out here in these streets doing illegal stuff to get the bag, because you know that exists, and that's heavy right now, especially with the times that we're in. People are willing to do, you know, whatever they're willing to do to get money, and just don't have your name attached to anything like that. But starting a side hustle is absolutely necessary.
Absolutely. So let's get some tips on side hustle and get your questions ready, Isaiah. I think every week we need to just get Isaiah's questions because he is a starting entrepreneur. So I'm just going to put it out there, okay? We need to know where you are right now. So if you record this podcast long enough, we'll see your elevation, and then, you'll be different. Then we'll be like, oh, remember when Isaiah used to work at Top Golf? So actually, Isaiah, you just started.
Isaiah, what's up with the we going to Top Golf after this though? Like,
are you the plug?
I'm the plug. So I am the plug.
You are the plug.
So what happened is, because I'm guest services, so every employee gets to play for free with 6 people.
Word.
What?
So
we lit.
Whoever comes with me, they play
in there.
What's your off days?
My off days, I do not know. They got me Wednesday and Thursday, but I feel like it's going to just flip-flop.
Okay.
So,
do you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? I don't know what your
single
situation is. Okay.
I am single.
Okay. What?
I'm too focused right now.
What? You never know.
How about a significant other?
I met somebody. She said she's into people. Mm-hmm. Not men, not women, people. And here's the thing. Into maybe, so I was like, what about a trans? She said, maybe. Like, beautiful woman. And she's like into the person. So I said, do you want to end up with a man or a woman? She's like, it doesn't matter. I'm just into people. So just be accepting. I'm not going to ask him, okay? Just leave it alone. I don't want to ask you. All right,
and that is none of our business before David gets himself canceled, because again,
I'm gonna get canceled.
I don't know. Just know that I can't get canceled.
That's like asking somebody if they have a boyfriend, if they're with somebody,
or
you're single.
Or a girlfriend. Oh, you're married, husband or wife?
A wife.
Okay.
I wouldn't be offended. I'd be like,
You
all right.
shouldn't be offended, but it's like nosy.
And if it was a husband, I'd be like, husband.
I'd be like, mind your business.
Let me just get back to the bit. All right, so get your questions together, Isaiah. Okay. Oh, so Isaiah works at Top Golf. He actually just started, and his goal right now is to get a laptop. So that's pretty cool. $800. He's gonna get this laptop, and then you're gonna get a what?
Camera.
He's gonna get a camera. How much is the camera?
Camera is going to be about $1,000.
About $1,000. So he needs about $1,800, $2,000. So just remember this point where Isaiah is trying to get his camera and his laptop, so we'll be able to see the growth of Isaiah. Ain't that cool?
I think that's cool.
All right, so
When are you getting that?
So I'm trying to get my laptop by the end of the month.
You mean by Monday?
Not by Monday, but next month.
See how
by
confusing
the end
it
of
goes?
next month. Oh,
You see how confusing that is?
he's probably just said by the end of the month a bunch of times.
Yeah.
He
Number
probably
one,
just
by
said
the
it
end of the
since,
month,
like-
and I'm like, you mean by Monday,
what
number
is
one,
this?
and then by the end of what month, right? So if you keep saying I'm going to get it by the end of the month, you're going to keep on
There was a gnat in here.
the gnat's right there,
Where?
right here.
Really
It's right
distracting.
here. It's right here.
Why we got a gnat? All right, I'm sorry. It's not even a gnat. It's a fruit fly, I think.
Do you have like bananas or something in here?
No.
Okay, so anyway, you have to put a date on it. So your date is September 30th, 2020. Not just September 30th, but September 30th, 2020. And when you say that, you have to see yourself with this laptop by that day. So on September 30th, you are literally, or before, you're literally unboxing your laptop and, syncing your iCloud and all those beautiful things. See that every single day and know that that's what you're working for. And every dollar that you can spare, put to it.
And what are you going to do to get this $800 for his laptop?
Working at Top Golf, working extra hours, just saving my money.
So have you actually sat down to calculate how many hours it's going to take of work in order to get that in the next 30 days? Well, then you don't have a goal.
Come on.
You don't have a goal. Your goal is incomplete, right?
$800.
So you can't just say, I'm going to have it your goal has to be realistic. And so if the only thing that you're using to accomplish this goal is your job, if your job between now and the end of September isn't going to pay you the $800 that you need, then the goal is unrealistic.
Do you realize? So how many? What's today? No, we don't want to.
So we're just going to start September 1st.
Okay, September 1st.
So that's 30 days.
30 days, and we need $800, which is $26 a day. You got to make $26 every day. If I ask you to go make $26 today, how would you do it?
That's a good question.
$26. You need to make $26 today. What would you do?
I would probably definitely start a side hustle of making my own T-shirts.
Why don't you just make some T-shirts, man? Make some T-shirts, and don't use any of your paycheck money to get a laptop. Won't you use your paycheck money to get money to buy T-shirts and use the money that you're going to use to buy T-shirts to buy the laptop? You never thought about that, Isaiah? You never thought about that.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It's being innovative.
800.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy. Mm-hmm. It's freaking easy. And then you can use the laptop to set up like websites and stuff like that, so you can use the money from the T-shirts and the website and stuff you're using on your computer to make new designs to buy the camera.
But what if he didn't even have the job at Top Golf?
If you didn't have a job at Top Golf, what would you do?
That's definitely a good question, because I'll be honest with you, being unemployed because of the whole COVID-19, I didn't really even have a plan.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I didn't really have a plan because I was like so discouraged. I've been working ever since I was 18.
Wow.
Were you laid off?
I was laid off
Okay.
because of COVID-19. I was a manager, and they laid me off. And
Wow.
I was depending on my unemployment check to pay bills.
And then that ended.
That ended, and I was like, oh, no.
When you lost your job, did you have money saved?
Definitely did.
Good.
My mom and dad definitely installed that in me.
Good, good, good.
So that money I did have before my unemployment, because my unemployment did not hit
Right,
until May.
right.
I got laid off in March. So I was relying on my money that
But
I
they hit you with that back pay, though.
that back pay.
They hit you with the back
When I
pay.
was paying all my stuff, I was like, yeah, okay.
Can you imagine being in your 20s saying something like, man, I got laid off in March and I didn't get that unemployment till May? Do you know the difference between a 20-something-year-old and a 40-year-old saying, I went 2 months without a check?
Yeah. It's real.
Especially when I still have mom and dad. That's so cute, though. I do admire. Everybody struggles at their own level, right? And no struggle is better than the other or worse than the other. But what would you do if you did not have that job and you needed to get that laptop in order to start making some money?
If I didn't have the money, like with the job, I would definitely do like, what do you call those, plates that you cook, because I like to cook. I love to cook. It's not one of the things I want to do as a career, but I love to cook. Yeah. So I would do side plates and be like, okay, well, every 15th of the month, we're going to do this. This is the menu. We're going to have lobster. We're going to have macaroni and cheese. We're going to have potato salad. The dessert's going to be cheesecake.
You know what I would do? If I'm using that idea, if I love to cook, I'm not selling plates. I'm selling recipes, right? I'm looking.
Come on, talk good, Dottie. Let it boil. Let it boil.
I am going to tease you with these delicious meals that I put on Instagram. But see, selling plates isn't really scalable as a one-person team. Selling recipes is. Yep. So while I can't deliver to every single state that may see this plate and every person that's salivating over this plate, I may not be able to deliver 10 meals or prepare 10 meals. You may not even have the money to, constantly put these kind of meals out there. But what you can do is one really delicious lobster dish that people fall in love with, and you sell the recipe over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. One meal, one signature dish, sell the recipe, right? And then you start making money and you say, wow, this really took off. Let me cook another meal, sell the recipe. And so you started a business cooking something that you were going to eat anyway, using your cell phone to take a photo of it. And before you know it, you have 2 or 3 laptops or money for 2 or 3 laptops, right? Yep. And so, and this is really a lesson, because so many people struggle with, well, if I have nothing, how do I start? Yeah. Well, what do you like to do? You can monetize anything. I just posted in my group maybe a week or so ago, I came across this couple who is like breaking the internet in their business, teaching people how to use double dutch to get fit. They're breaking the internet, teaching people how to use. Do you know how many black little girls all over the world are masters at double dutch, but nobody ever thought to monetize that? Right. So when you are in a position,
we good on that? Sure, okay.
When you're in a position where you need to start this side hustle, but you don't necessarily have startup costs, what can you start with right now? What do you have access to right now? I know that if I needed to get $800 today, the first thing that I'm doing is selling. That bag's gonna go, and all the other bags. I'm gonna detach from things that are valuable but not making me any money or bringing me any real fulfillment, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So those things are gonna go, but I can cook. So I'm thinking, okay, I got a recipe, and that's what people want. They always asking, what did you put in this? What did you put in that? Link in bio. Recipe available for $5, right? And then you get enough of those recipes, and then what do? A recipe book. And you start selling the recipe book. And then what do you do with that? Maybe start a cooking club, a membership, and now you're bringing in some residual income, right? And now you have this happening for you in the background off of one product that you created one time while you're off building the other business that you really want to be building, but you can be secure in your income using your passion to cook a meal.
And if you don't do that, you can set up an OnlyFans account. And you might have...
No, you can, right? So you take that same lobster and you get on OnlyFans, and now you appeal to the people who actually get off on watching you eat.
That's a
you start
thing.
I forget what it's called, but you start eating and you get real sloppy with it. People love it and will pay you for it. So now, we just took a young man who simply likes to cook, who needs some money, and gave him an idea of how to use his passion to cook a dish that he was going to make anyway. And we just gave him, 3 or 4 different ways to monetize it?
Yeah. And that's 50% of the work. And now you got to do something with it.
So if I'm you, forget Top Golf. Keep doing your job at Top Golf. Go cook a meal. Yeah. If you're that good, I'll buy the recipe as soon as you post it.
I'll buy it too.
And then the people who see this, they're going to come buy it too.
For sure.
We want you to get that laptop.
Bro, there's so many ways to get money out here. if you have absolutely nothing but a talent, like, you know, like even there are people who want a nice meal but don't feel like making it. Mm-hmm. And you can, like, you literally just come over their house, they get everything, you tell them what to get, and you cook it. And that's a nice little date idea. I will come cook for your date.
And that's what you call a high ticket service, because you know, you can either on a low ticket end appeal to people and just sell them the recipe. You don't have the budget to be choosy about what you don't want to do. Here's the recipe. But then there's someone like David who says, I'm completely out of preparing a lobster and asparagus and all this stuff. Come over and provide that service for me. Absolutely. But if you need me in your house to prepare a dish for you and serve you, that comes at a totally different cost. Totally different cost.
No overhead.
2 or 3 of those, you got your laptop in the week.
For sure, 100%. And here's the thing, and you'll get to this. How old are you?
25.
So I was 25 when I started my Sleep is for Suckers t-shirt business. So 2.5 years from 25, I was able to quit and become a full-time entrepreneur. But the average person thinks, wow, I need to make some money. I got to go get a job. But you'll get to a point where your mind totally redirects to, what can I do right now to make some money? There's always if it goes down to my last dollar, and I hate cutting grass, but I understand that grass will never stop growing. And all I need is a lawnmower and a truck to carry the lawnmower. And I'm going to go cut grass. The fruit fly is still here. It's still here.
It's not going to go anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
No.
But that's just where my mind goes. I need some money for a bill. It doesn't automatically go to, I need to drive for Uber. I need to go get a job somewhere. At some point, you are going to start to live off your own ideas, and I can't wait for the day.
Mm-hmm. Now, the question is, though, are you going to do it?
Are you going to do it?
Are you going to do it?
No,
so
look
you
at
just,
him. Look at him.
The look down just told me.
Yeah.
This,
with the
likely
smile,
not.
too. He smiled and looked
the
down.
The look down, the blush, like, oh, so you're going to call me out. This wasn't just an example question.
Right. And you may not do what we're saying, but do something. We're trying to jog the brain. Mm-hmm. Because there's a way to make $26 today.
Well, and I actually will challenge you to do exactly what we just gave you the plug on, because that's what you said you would do. Mm-hmm. That's the first thought that came to your mind. And the important part of doing that is that you then become the proof to other people that you can literally take something that you have right now that you think is so minor, make money off of it. Yeah. Make money off of it, right?
You're going to get to that. You're going to get to that mindset where you start to think, I need this. How do I get it?
Mm-hmm. I hired a young lady during the pandemic to create slides for me. I'm fully capable of creating slides, but I don't feel like it. I would rather do other things. I would rather be creating new content. I might rather be watching Netflix. Whatever it is that I want to do doesn't matter. I don't want to do these slides.
Yeah, for sure.
So what is your fee?
Yeah.
What is your fee, right? And this is just something, I didn't know her to be in business. She had posted, a slide that she did for a project at her job, and she was saying that she was so excited about said project. And I'm like, yo, how much would you charge if you could get this back to me in 48 hours? Mm-hmm. I paid her fee. Guess what she's doing now? After she delivered my slides to me, I said, you should really think about this as a side hustle. Mm-hmm. You should think about it as a side hustle. And not only is she doing that, she's created, I showed her how to, here's a niche. I showed her how to create presentation slides that were engaging for educators. Right. Now that they have to teach via Zoom and keep these kids engaged some way, just sitting there face to face with them is going to become boring and mundane. Create wow factor slide templates that educators can purchase from you and put their content on. Yep. And she literally has a side hustle doing just that right now.
Look, I'm on Inc. magazine. 20 businesses you can start for less than $20. 20 businesses you can start for less than $20. Pet sitting, house sitting, babysitting, sitting. Someone will pay you to sit down somewhere. Like, don't go nowhere. Just watch this.
Just sit down and watch this. House sitting.
House sitting, babysitting, pet sitting, blogging and promoting it. Set up your own website using a free service like Wix or WordPress and start creating original content for the world to see. Number 5, direct sales. Trying the direct sales route can cost as low as $10 depending on the company. Avon, Mary Kay, or whatever. Selling used books. Dang. Sell books that are sitting around your house for a profit on one of several online sites like bookscooter.com. Once you start making money, you can buy more expensive used books and sell them for even more. I love it. Cleaning. Do you clean well? When me and my wife bought our house, we had a guy come and deep clean our house. Literally, I want to say my man charged, I don't know what he charged, but he was there all day. Mm-hmm. 'Cause my house ain't like super little, but he was there all day.
Shane's a big house.
It's not a big house. But he came and he spent the whole day. And I might have paid, it might have been like $150 or something like that. But he spent the whole day, right? I wasn't mad at it. Now he's undercharging, and and he's not that good. It took him forever to get it done, and all day it was all right? But he made $150 that day. If you go to work at Topgolf, you're not going to make $150. But he just had an idea. I think he put up there, I'll clean your house. I said, all right, come on, let's do it. So cleaning. Driving for Uber or Lyft, it's free to sign up. And if your vehicle doesn't meet the required standards, try a rental solution from either of the two. So Lyft and Uber got it so figured out. They'll give you the car.
Mm-hmm. They'll finance you a vehicle.
They'll finance the vehicle. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Consulting. That's funny. Anybody can consult. Tutoring. You can learn a subject and teach it to kids, especially now. Goodness gracious. Professional organizing. Become a professional organizer with help from social media. A locally targeted Facebook ad, for example, costs $20 or less. Professional organizing.
Mm-hmm. Operate the camera for podcasts.
Operate the camera. I'm not going to pay you because this is interning.
Well, this is interning, but, for someone who's
100%.
watching.
Yeah. Isaiah will operate your camera. Tour guiding. Offer tour guides by signing up for free with one of the sites of, I don't know what that is.
I have
one called Vayable. What you got?
Proofread. If you are really great at identifying, errors in text, get paid to proofread.
Mm-hmm. Tax preparing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to learn it. Flea market vending. I don't know. Flea markets still exist? Selling on Etsy and eBay. Running errands. Number 16. Professional errand running is a popular niche if you have spare time and preferably a vehicle. Join TaskRabbit for an immediate customer base. Mm-hmm. Freaking errand running.
Mm-hmm. Rent out your car. Those of you who are in quarantine right now, you're not going anywhere. You just have that car sitting in the garage in the driveway. Rent the vehicle. There. What is that? Turo.
Turo.
You can put your vehicle on Turo and allow people to rent your vehicle. But there's another one where people can literally, is that Turo where they can just, no, there's another one where you can put like a lockbox on your car and people can just come, and if they see that your vehicle is available, they just come and activate the little lockbox and bring it back. Yeah.
Look at number 17, delivering food.
I'm not on that site.
I was just saying look at it, not you look at. Become an independent contracted delivery partner with one of the many food apps. Some include Caviar, DoorDash, Postmates, or whatever. Freelance bartending, training dogs.
Here's my favorite one.
What's that?
Plug it, what I do. Start a course. Create a course and sell it. People really underestimate that. I don't want to sell a course, or I don't want to create a course. So many of us are the plug for so many things. Mm-hmm. Like, what do people always come to you for? Yeah. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Well, create a course for it. People need it.
Yeah. Marketable writing resumes. If you're good at getting jobs, you could be a business by teaching people how to get a job. There's so many different ways to get money out here.
You can make money teaching people how to get a job. You can make money teaching people how to get a side hustle. The genius in that.
Right. Oh man, listen, we about to get. Isaiah, come up with these questions, man. What we got?
Okay, first question. Well, first of all, I just want to say, after hearing what she was talking about manifesting,
Nothing that I said sparked it.
Hey. Why you always have to compete with me like
Hold
every
on.
single time?
Nothing I said resonated? Okay. All right, cool. Go for it.
Okay. So one of the things that really, like, spot out hit me
Was what I said about...
Can't stand Donni.
Okay.
And also how you was talking about how when you was on the train talking on the phone and people were like try to holler at you and you like, nah, I'm the same exact way. Like, my friends have to tell me, they're like, Isaiah, put your blinders down. I'm like, no, because I don't got time for that.
Oh, they be beating you down at the train station?
They
be trying to...
They be at you, man.
My female friends would be like, oh, that girl looking at you. I'm like, really? I don't care. All right, oh well.
Oh, well, no, don't be closed off. I've changed.
So,
They be getting, people don't be getting at me, though. That's fine.
Oh, my
He got one of them
gosh.
smiles, though. You know what I'm saying?
Chance, you look married.
Do I?
Yeah, you've always looked married.
Well, maybe that's why I never mind. Go for it.
One of my questions is, as becoming an entrepreneur and starting that whole process,
Mm-hmm.
and doubts do happen, and you do have friends that be like, well, such and such, you need this, you need that, you need that, you need that. How do you get out of that space? How did you do it as an entrepreneur? Because I have multiple ideas. I'm like, okay, I want to start this, I want to start that. You have your uncle to be like, okay, take one time at a time. And I understand that, but you have friends that don't support you.
I got you.
And you like, oh.
I got you. For one.
I'm glad you got him because I don't.
No? Okay. You'll have something as I start talking.
You should repeat his question. So
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So he said, yep. So one of the things he said was, for one, you got a bunch of ideas, right? So one is, I think you need to make 2 lists. But before you make the list, I want you to brain dump everything. Every idea that you have, write it down. Put it on paper. Put it in a PDF document, whatever. But just brain dump. Anything that I can do, anything that I feel like would be good for me as a business owner, I'm just going to brain dump. Then you make 2 lists. You take out of all of them, you pick one. Okay, it might go through a process like, okay, these are my top 5. Out of these 5, 3 of these I really can't do. Now there's 2, and I'll pick one. And once you settle on that one, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be my business. This is going to be my path. You take that one and you put it on the to-do side. But on the other side, it's called not to do. You have to physically write down all the other ideas and say, I'm not doing any of these right now. And you focus on that one. You build it. But it's just as important as declaring what I'm going to do. It's just as important to say, okay, I'm not doing this. I'm not signing up for another company. I'm not getting a spot. I'm about to get a spot at a company. But I'm not doing real estate. I'm not doing none of that. You
Does it
put
start
that
with an E?
on your to-do list.
Yes,
Your
it does.
My people. Oh, you got a call? Oh, I know you got called. Anywho. No, those my friends. So
I'm hiding these streets.
So on the not to do side, you have to say, I'm not doing any of these other things. I don't care how much I want to. I don't care how much I feel like I'm passionate about these. Once you make that decision, you lock in. I want you to lock in for lock-in's sake. I want you to commit to yourself that I can stay focused on an idea for all of 2020 or all of 2021. So whatever you figure out you're going to do, you lock in on that.
I want to go one step further, though, because that's great in mapping out mapping out your decision to say, hey, on this side of the sheet, this is the idea that I'm going with. On this side of the sheet, these are not. But there's somebody who's saying, but how do I know which one? Like, how do I put that one on that side, right? So you got to qualify everything in life. Yeah. You also have to qualify your ideas. And when I have entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs who want to start a thing, I look at, number one, what kind of resources and access do you have to make these ideas possible? Number one. So usually someone who's an aspiring entrepreneur oftentimes they don't necessarily have the financial resources. So that one thing that they put on this column that they're going to do isn't necessarily realistic today. So then we have an entrepreneur who just kind of dwindles back into the shadows because they don't see this as a possibility for them. So I would encourage you, if you have multiple ideas, to start with which one is the easiest for you to execute? Which one are you the most knowledgeable about? Which one do you have the most resources for already, right? Which one can you put together easily and start leveraging that one to start producing revenue for you? And one thing you have to understand as an entrepreneur is so many people are focused on the long-term picture, right? And when you're going into business, Chance, how many businesses have you started? Right?
Countless.
How many partnerships?
You mean this year or?
Right. So it's not always necessary for you to pick the idea. Sometimes you have to leverage the idea to get the revenue that you need to get to the idea.
100%.
So if you have multiple ideas and you're struggling now, clearly Shans and I are believers in multiple streams. Multiple stream doesn't mean multiple things, but I'm also a believer in multiple things.
Not both.
But I do believe that things should be done in proper sequential order, and that you have to kind of really get some momentum and some traction in one of those things before you start. You can't operate in every area in excellence. So if you have a whole bunch of ideas, figure out, what can I do easily? What do I have the resources to do? If you are unemployed right now during, this time or any other time, and on your list is a clothing store with a storefront on Peachtree Street, no, that's not what should be on your list of this is what I'm going to do right now, right? But if you say, well, I could start off with an Etsy store, buying products that I find for $2 and $3 and upsell them for $7 and $8, that's something that you can probably do.
100%. So, and on the other side of, what do you do with your friends? You really got to ask yourself, why do I care?
That's strong.
You got to have a conversation with yourself. Why do I care what this person has to say? And another thing, your friends aren't your friends to support your business. There's the mindset I go by. My friends are my friends because they're my friends. I'm even at a point of I'm done canceling my friends for not supporting me. I'm done. Because that's one person.
Have any friends.
I wouldn't have any friends.
You wouldn't have
oh
any
my
friends.
gosh, I wouldn't have any friends. Actually, my closest friends are the ones that don't support my little businesses.
Listen, okay? I would not have any friends. So I would say that I have some very supportive friends. But if I expected my friend if I expected my friends to support every single idea that I have started over the years, and then get mad and start. I mean, I used to be about that cancel culture.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, you didn't buy my this
friend.
time. You didn't join me in this. Right. You didn't buy that. Oh, you don't have my book. You don't have my book.
Here's what I expect my friend. Here's why I cancel my friends. If we're walking down the street and it's 3 guys and they're trying to jump me and it's just me and my friend runs, you're canceled.
Forever.
Because that's in the contract. That's in the best friend contract. If my best friend Brandon, he runs on me, okay, you're canceled. You can't, I just can't rock with you because you don't even care about my well-being.
Even if you start the fight, though?
Even if I start the fight, it's in the contract.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
If you swing on somebody and your best friend is there and then their friend swings on you and it's 2 more of them, you're required to take my stuff.
By the bylaws.
By the bylaws.
By the bylaws. Now, see, being who I am now, I got to qualify the fight. If you started it, right? Yeah, who'd you start the fight with?
Right.
Why'd you start the fight? How big are these girls that you started the fight with? And what kind of weaponry are they armed with? What are our chances of making it out of this unscathed, right? No, I'm a ride or die. I'm throwing hands if,
right. But as we mature, those type of friends who don't align with who we are aren't really our... Because, when we were young, you'll just get friends that were cool.
Absolutely.
But now you're like, I can't.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is as you get older, you won't even have those kind of friends that would put you in that type of situation.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
So you know that if the fight breaks out, it has to go down.
It got to.
It has to go down.
And my best friend isn't the one that's just going to swing on nobody.
But at the same time, your best friend is also
not going to start nothing.
he's not going to start anything, but that best friend is also not the one that will likely come to all of your events. That best friend is not going to buy all your products. Like, you got to understand that they've been with you through every single idea.
Yep.
And they have, you've become a bill to them, right? Or you got something else?
Right,
you're releasing a different T-shirt and you want me to buy that one too, right? How many of these do I have to have, Shan?
Right.
Hello, pun intended. How many of these do I have to have, Shan? Hey, do you have my book?
Absolutely. I was like the first.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't act like that.
I don't really know if you were the first.
I don't know if I was the first, but as soon as I figured it out.
Maybe you were.
As soon as I figured out you had one, I bought it, I'm sure.
I think you were in a number kind of up front. Yeah, for sure. I got to figure out.
If you try to recruit me in a company, I'll sign up.
Let's get it.
Are you trying to get a spot?
What? I got to go in first, though.
All right.
I got to go in first, then you.
All right. Okay.
But no, if we do it, we're running up a check.
That is not a friend.
We're running up a check. Do you hear me? Let me go first.
Hilarious.
You've given everybody else a chance to sign you up except for me.
But I got to, you know what? Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Mm-hmm. All right. So, yeah, I think we've given the people enough. You got something? You learned something? Okay, cool. See, this, like, we got an audience of 1, but there's like 1 million people that are like Isaiah. So,
I think so.
As long as Isaiah says, yo, it was a good episode, it was a good episode.
So, guys, this is what we need from y'all, though, because Shans and I literally came up with, first of all, we've been talking for years about doing stuff, and we always do stuff, right? But we're looking for our thing. What's our groove?
Yeah.
And so what we need from you guys is feedback, because I know that we talked about so many different things in this podcast. What do you like to hear about? What were your favorite moments from this podcast? What did you relate to? What would you watch more of? What can you do without? So we know how to bring y'all the right content.
Yeah. Send DMs, share this, let us know. All right. So you want to close this out with like, okay, first off, so what's your I mean, so like what you got for the people? What you offering? What you got?
Yeah, so I'm a business coach. I'm sure you guys saw that through all of my savviness. Isaiah learned so much from who?
From the business coach.
Shiz. Isaiah, I brought you here.
You're his intern at the end of the day.
That.
Don't lose your spot. Don't lose your positioning. No, but in all seriousness, I help entrepreneurs take the guesswork out of launching their business, new or existing, to 6 figures and beyond. I have been incredibly blessed. I don't want to take away from the disaster and the panic that coronavirus caused in our nation. I actually was sick with it for 2 months, right? Thought that your girl thought it was a wrap. I thought it was over for me. So I know how serious it is. I know people who have lost people. But I read somewhere that the most successful companies with that fast kind of rush were leveraged a crisis in the world, right? Some kind of crisis happened, some type of economical disaster. And for me, this year, I'm a business coach. So I was seeing clients both on the computer. I would do what's called VIP days and see people in person. And that part of my business completely shut down. There are no VIP days, right? And then I was sick for 2 months. So you got to figure out, well, what do? You're a business coach. You talk to people every day. I can't talk to anybody. I couldn't even get out of bed. And so it forced me to pivot and really add a component to my business outside of just the coaching. I now have a university. And so my university is just that. I've basically taken my 6 years as a coach, and I have packaged that up into a resource that you can access on demand and into a bunch of done-with-you programs where you still get the opportunity to get coached from me in a group setting, but you go through, training. And it's for, the programs that I have, and I have more coming, but the programs that are available right now, I have a 6-figure accelerator program, and that's for someone, you may not even know what you want to start a business in, but that's for like the coach or the consultant or the digital entrepreneur who wants to teach something, an information-based entrepreneur, whether it's bringing your fitness program online, bringing your travel business online, helping women transform their lives online, whatever it is that you want to teach, right? Any kind of program. And I help you put that together from beginning to end in a fully comprehensive implementation course. And then obviously one-on-one coaching. And so what I was going to say is because this time that we're experiencing right now forced me to pivot, because had I tried to hold on to what I was doing the way I was doing it, it's possible that I could be out of business. It's possible, right? I mean, for 2 months, how many clients are going to pay you for 2 months and you can't coach them one-on-one? And you posted something a couple of weeks ago that said this has been like the cheat code. And it has been. Like, I have been incredibly blessed, but I also manifested these results. Like, I told myself, and
bring a full circle down. There we go.
I spoke what had to happen. Like, I didn't look for, how is this going to happen? Why is this happening to me? I spoke what had to happen in my business for me to maintain my lifestyle and the lifestyle of the people that I'm responsible for, right? And so there's 2 ways to work with me, one-on-one coaching or through my university. And you can find me on Instagram. Are we posting our Instagram on here?
Yeah, but say it because it's going to be audio.
So you can find me on Instagram at Donni Wiggins _. That's DONNIWIGGINS _ You can also find me online at DonniWiggins.com. And there's some options for you to decide, how we can work together. But, really passionate about helping breakthrough or break out entrepreneurs and existing. Yo, I just got a new client who's so dope. I can't say too much about her, but it's just an honor. Like, when you grow, she's already generating $90,000 a month.
Wow.
And someone, Marcus Rozier.
Shouts out to Marcus Rozier.
Shouts out to Marcus. Tagged me in a post. She had posted on her Instagram, I am already making $90,000 a month. Tag your favorite business coach who can help me get to $250,000 a month. And she tagged me. I mean, he tagged me. Marcus tagged me. I'm the girl. But you know what she said to me after our session? I'm like, wow, you had the opportunity to work with all these amazing coaches that were tagged in that post. Why did you choose me? And number one, we connected, energy-wise. And then number two, she said, you know what else? Like, you're so real and transparent. You are the only coach who was comfortable on my page engaging with me, not feeling like you're so big that you can't be seen responding and, putting your bid in. And all I said was, hey, thanks, Marcus, for the referral. I said her name. Hey, listen, if you want to connect, I'm happy to have a conversation. Shoot me a DM. I was the only one who did that.
Wow.
And then, so that was a good first impression. And then we had our conversation, and it just so happens that, I can do what she needs to get done or help her do what she needs to get done. And that's that. So just really excited to see. We have both come such a long way. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And with that closing, dang, you're making it really hard for me to one-up you.
No,
I'm trying to figure out.
Let me figure out what you can do. So, I mean, like, you're the man anyway.
Yo, Donni is so dope. It's like as you're like talking about just this process, I see why you're just an awesome coach.
Thank you.
You're just an awesome.
Thank
coach.
you, but don't get it twisted. I shared with you. I started coaching years ago, but I started coaching, and I think my first coaching price was my first coaching fee was $147 a month. So I was literally seeing people 4 times a month, 1 hour a week for $147. What does that boil down to? Like, I was basically getting paid $36.75 an hour. Girl, go to work.
That's funny.
And it was still satisfying to me then, even though at that time, it was a struggle for me to afford to do that. At that time, the impact that I was having and, on people was a really big deal. And I was at that time helping them grow 5- and 6-figure businesses. And now people are getting the version of Donni Wiggins that has grown over the years. So what I'm able to help you do and pull out of you has also grown. And now we're helping people establish 6- and 7-figure businesses. And it's just
congratulations,
rewarding and insane.
I love it.
And I can't wait to, what I mean? Let's get to the bag.
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell us about yourself, David.
Okay, I'm David. Dang, this is gonna suck compared to what she just did.
No, but I wish I could talk about your numbers. We're not going to talk about it. I mean, if you feel like that's what it takes to one up me, you know what I mean? Like,
no, we did sell out of our mastery course, our human behavior mastery course. We're teaching people how to understand human behavior and how to help people understand their authentic self and get their find their unique superpower. So I don't know if you're familiar with DISC, but DISC assessment, along with 2 other tools that really help people identify their own gifts, but also you can take it into corporate. So we're gonna have some 6-figure coaches soon.
I want to
this
do
is our
it.
first. This joint is so dope.
Can coaches who are already doing more than 6 figures do this?
Oh, 100%. What? So first off, I think 70% of Fortune 500 companies are all already using DISC specifically.
Yeah.
But all of them use some sort of tool, whether it's in a hiring process. So, quick story. I was coaching with a company, and there are 7 motivators that drive people. One of them is called political, which is the driving motivator to lead. There was a guy in the company who has a leadership position, but after I look at his assessment, he does not want to lead. He's so his number is so low. Out of 100, he's 9 when it comes to political. His driving motivator to want to lead. The company was trying to figure out. You can close it. The company's trying to figure out, okay, what is going on and why is it? Because the people that work for him are saying, yo, just tell us what to do and we'll do it. But he's taking the work and he's just getting it done. That's just his style. But in a team, you can't do that. So I look at the assessment. I say, oh, I get it. He's not motivated to be a leader. Actually, he runs away from leadership because the higher you are, that's what you run towards in terms of motivation. The lower you are, that's what you run away from. So we got to figure out what truly motivates people and put them in the right position. So this is take your coaching to even a whole nother level because you coach people the way that they want to be coached, or you get a lot of data about somebody that they just don't tell you. So it's really awesome. We sold out of the first cohort. I think the next one is in November. And I talk to my clients every single day via our morning meetup.
Yo, David is committed because I ask him all the time, what are you thinking?
Oh, it's awesome.
What are you thinking?
I love it.
I envy you for being able to do it. Yeah. This challenge that I'm about to do with the Manifestation Mastery Challenge starting on Monday is going to be for 30 days, daily, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
You know me.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
Is this a challenge or is this a...
Yeah, why'd you do that?
I don't know, because it's so important to help people. I'm willing to sacrifice.
You got to help them at 6 in the morning?
Well, so I did a survey to find out when they work, and most of them have to be in front of the computer or dealing with their kids with homeschool at 7:30 in the morning. So it's actually at 6:30 in the morning.
No West Coast? That's 3 in the morning.
No West. Well, it's recorded. So it'll be recorded as well.
Oh, so you can, okay.
No, it's happening live, but if they can't make the time, it's recorded. But it's most powerful if you can be there while it's
100%,
happening.
100%. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
if you can be there. But you've been running that program for a long time, and you have been truly committed to this every single day.
But you know what?
Not the weekends.
Not the weekends, just Monday through Friday. But people look at it as, yo, you're dedicated. But when it's something that you love to do, I love it.
Well, and you know what I want to talk about next time? I want to talk about, I think so many people have the question of how do you keep people engaged? Mm-hmm. Because I see you when you post, your show ups and the number never changes. Mm-hmm. The number never changes. In fact, it's grown.
Oh, for sure.
Right. 100%. So let's jot that down. I think, guys, let us know what you think, but I think we need to come with an agenda.
Yeah.
When we're filming, because me and David will say goodbye. We're that brother and sister who's going to say goodbye 5 times as you're walking to the door. But we're going to have, and another thing. Wait, real quick, before I go. Here's the thing. Before I go.
Here's the things.
We will keep doing that to you. So
absolutely. Make sure you follow us. Go to themorningmeetup.com. I just want to see you in the morning. It's an accountability. And what's so awesome is we literally have a community that spends with each other, shops with each other. They're coaching each other. It's crazy. When somebody drops a product, we all go buy it. It is amazing. So every single morning, themorningmeetup.com and thefourthpower.com is our certification program. And at Sleep is for Suckers on Instagram.
If we're doing all of that, DonnieWiggins.com.
You got to.
Right?
You don't got to one-up me.
You can get my book. You can also go to 6-figure.
Hold on. I got a book, too. You can get that from Amazon.
Six-figure edu.com. That's going to take you to my academy and some free training for entrepreneurs. And then Donni Wiggins, you can get my book. You can sign up for, some type of a coaching strategy session or whatever may have you. I may have another website just because you had like 3. I feel like I need to do something else specifically for the podcast group.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something for
We may have a website coming together soon. So,
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Also, sleepisforsuckers.com. You want to go get a t-shirt? Sleep is for suckers with a number 4. Sleepisforsuckers.com. Go on and pick that up.
Oh, my God.
And we'll end it right there. All right.
We will end it right there.
Go live your best life. All right. We out here. Peace.